I bought this shirt off of Amazon a couple weeks ago. It's like a corduroy button-up situation. It's oversized, it's very big. And I just roll up the sleeves and I put it on with my mom jeans and a pair of Vans, and it makes me feel like I'm like, you know that part in like a 90s rom-com where you stumble upon the female protagonist or the love interest and she's in her casual outfit. She's cleaning her house, or she's painting her apartment, or she's working in the garden and she's wearing something like this. Like, that's how I feel when I wear this outfit, and it just makes me so happy. And like, it makes me think about how all I want in life is just to be Meg Ryan from When Harry Met Sally. And maybe one day I will achieve that level of like perfection when it comes to her hair. But one day, we'll see. One can dream, right? Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Cozy Moth Knits YouTube channel. And we are sat here in front of my yarn stash. This box is precariously hanging out. Sat here in front of my yarn stash, so that means it is a project vlog video. So yep, here we are yet again, my third project vlog. I'm really enjoying these. I hope you guys like them too. I definitely want to make more in the upcoming seasons. We'll see where life takes us. I always say I want to do more of this, but then I haven't really done any. This is only my third. But we'll see. You know, life is unpredictable. Anyway, I am here today to talk to you about a project that I've been working on since I basically finished my my last project that was featured in my project vlog. And I'm here to talk to you about that. So, are you ever like watching a movie and you're, because you're a knitter, you're paying attention to all of the knitwear in a movie or a show, and you're like really admiring the knitwear and wondering, I wonder if that's, machine made or handmade, it's all very pretty. I wish I had time to make a sweater like that. And then you have one of those moments where you like lock eyes with the knitwear in question and you have, a moment with this sweater or this hat or this pair of socks or this scarf, and you say, you're the one that I am going to make, that I'm going to duplicate. I need this sweater in my life. And that happened to me when I was watching the Hulu series that just came out in September called Only Murders in the Building, and starring Selena Gomez, Martin Short, and Steve Martin. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend. It is a fantastic series. It's hilarious. It's really engaging. It really keeps you on the edge of your seat. Highly recommend. But in about episode 2 or 3, it takes place in winter, so there's already like gorgeous amounts of knitwear in this show. And you meet Selena Gomez, and she's wearing this big puffy yellow coat, this gorgeous outfit. If you've seen previews for it, you probably have seen this outfit. But in episode 2 or 3, I can't remember which one it is, because I kind of binge watched it. But Selena Gomez is wearing this sweater, and it is a red, like a fire engine red, drop sleeve cropped sweater, and it just captivated me. It stole my heart. And I knew I had to make it. So of course I started researching, just plain drop knit sweaters with, a mock neck turtleneck, and, researching yarn and trying to see, because I wanted to make this in time for the holiday season. But don't you know, my good friends over at Bellish, as soon as I'm in the middle of researching, to make this sweater, and they say, hey, would you be interested in collaborating with us one more time before the end of the year? And I'm like, well, actually, I already have a great idea. So I figured that I, would design this sweater using the Bellish app and use Bellish to help me create the sweater that I have made to show you guys. As an homage to Only Murders in the Building and the sweater that stole my heart. But before we get any further, I wanted to thank today's video sponsor, and that is the iOS app Bellish. Bellish is a free pattern generating app available on iOS that helps makers of all experience levels create a customized pattern from start to finish. From writing the pattern itself, to buying the yarn, to applying the finishing touches on your project. With its beautiful and easy to navigate interface, Bellish helps makers create patterns and accessories for both children and adults. There are also fun little elements in the app to help you along in your journey to help you create a pattern made especially for you and your goals. Many of you already know that I have already worked with Bellish in the past and how much that I rant and rave about them. I think they are a wonderful company and have produced a very quality product that is just so easy to work with, beautiful to look at, easy to read, and it makes knitting on the go and reading patterns digitally so enjoyable. And I've talked in the past how much I'm not a fan of reading patterns like on my phone or on a computer, like in PDF form. Like I find it hard to follow, but Bellish makes it very easy for those of us like me who like, handwritten or printed out patterns. It really makes the whole process so much more enjoyable. Yes, I have worked with Bellish in the past. Over the summer, I collaborated with them to make a pair of shorty socks, which you can access the pattern now if you didn't follow along on the little, blip that I showed you in my sock video, how to go through and make the pattern. Bellish does have the pattern available on their blog, which I will link down below if you want to make a matching pair of socks with me. And I did also make an oversized cardigan that I called my most cozy cardigan with them and I posted that video back in October, and so I worked on that through the beginning of the fall, and now I have this sweater that I made for the winter. And I wanted to make it very clear that this is a sponsored video. I am being paid to make this video. Bellish is sponsoring this video, but as always, all my views and opinions on my own. I don't want to be dishonest with you guys, especially even if no matter whether or not a company is paying me or not, I still want to be transparent and honest with you guys. As I've stated in past videos, I do really enjoy this product. I think it's great and I can see it going places in the near future. So over the past month and a half, I videotaped myself working on this project periodically, and then I did film some little check-ins to talk about my progress and how I'm feeling about the project as I was working on it. So the next few minutes are going to be that, and just to just to show you how my process went. I'll probably do some voiceovers like my last video, but just this is the time or all my videos are like this. You can do this with all my videos, but this is a time where you can just sit back, relax, watch the video, pour yourself a hot beverage, or refill your water bottle, because we all need to stay hydrated. Just enjoy the video, grab your knitting, knit along with me, and I will catch you in a couple minutes. Alright, so here I am just sitting on my bed, working on the ribbing for the bottom portion of the sweater. I think that I would much rather prefer working a 2x2 rib instead of a 1x1. You know that I have talked about my disdain for ribbing and how it just seems to take forever. But the 2x2 rib, for some reason, it feels a little bit quicker than 1x1. Am I the only one who feels that way, or am I just a little crazy? And yes, I am wearing a San Jose Sharks hockey jersey. It was Halloween when I was knitting this, and we were going to a bonfire later on that night, and I decided to And I decided to wear that jersey as my quote-unquote costume. I am not a San Jose Sharks fan, but my husband is, and I guess I dressed up as him that day. I don't know, kind of a weird day. I figured I would take some time to do a quick little update on the sweater that I'm working on. I realized that I haven't done a lot of filming myself in terms of, I haven't done a lot of filming myself making this. So I figured I would just give you a quick little update. Life has been so busy. For those of you who don't know, I started working at a library finally, but it's part-time, so I'm working it along with, or I'm working at that job along with my full-time job. So I'm working about 65 hours a week, which is pretty tiring, but I'm just happy to be in a library and just waiting to see how things go in terms of the next step. Hopefully graduating to full-time work, we'll see. But I have been able to get a good chunk of this sweater done so far. In the past 2 weeks I've been working on it. I'm about a third of the way through. I've been able to do it out and about, just like, or picking it up here, like in between like the couple hours I have between my full-time job and my part-time job. But it's slowly coming along, but here it is. Right now it's just, I have worked the body. It's the Bellish drop sleeve sweaters are always worked bottom up, which makes sense for drop sleeve sweaters. And I wanted to knit the drop sleeve sweater because that's the same sweater that Selena Gomez is wearing in the it's not Making a Murderer. Only Murders in the Building show. Otherwise, I would have just done raglan because I prefer a raglan sweater. But drop shoulder sweaters seem to be in this year. I've noticed them a lot more as opposed to the raglan. Sorry if you can hear May eating her her dinner. Apologies for that. But so yeah, I worked the body. It's about 12 inches of body. The pattern calls for 2 inches of ribbing before you start just doing stockinette, but I modified it to be, I think it was like 3.5 inches I decided to do, because if you look at the picture of Selena Gomez, if you look at the sweater, because that's what I'm basing it off of, the ribbing is a lot longer, and I figured that, 3.5 to 4 inches would be more fitting for this sweater. I did size down on this for my most cozy cardigan that I made using the Bellish ab. I can't remember if it was a large or an extra large, but I wanted it to be oversized. And it ended up being very oversized, which is what I wanted, but I didn't want this sweater to be that oversized. So I ended up picking a medium, and I'm glad that I did, because like this is pretty large. And it's gonna be like, her sweater is oversized too, but not like hanging off of you, you're swimming in it kind of oversized, which is kind of what the most cozy cardigan is. But again, that's what I wanted out of that cardigan. But we shall see. So I'm about, I'm so horrible at gauging what, I could look at that and be like, oh yeah, that's 4 inches. But then like I put the measuring tape up to it and it's like, oh no, it's only 2.5. You think I would know better, being the daughter of a carpenter who can, gauge distances and measurements, very effectively. but that is not the case. I did not inherit that gene, that ability. So yeah, so I'm about halfway through the front panel of the sweater. Just, you know, knitting and purling back and forth, which flashbacks to the Most Cozy cardigan. I'm not a fan of knitting and purling back and forth, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah, it is coming along. I am using, I don't have a fresh one in here, but I'm using Knit Picks Wool the Andes. Their worsted weight. The color is just red. pretty simple. 100% Peruvian Highland wool. I have noticed, because I'm starting to, for the latter half of this year, I've been leaning more towards more budget-friendly yarns. I've noticed it myself. While I do love my indie dyed yarns, I really do. For some things, I'd rather not be spending $200 for like a sweater. So I'd rather spend, I think this was like 40 something altogether for the yarn. Maybe not. Maybe not, maybe. But you do get what you pay for. While I do appreciate Knit Picks yarn and for its cost effectiveness, and I did get 100% wool. It isn't acrylic, which I just didn't feel like, I didn't want that in my sweater. I wanted wool. I have noticed wearing the cozy, Most Cozy cardigan for the past month, it does pill. It pills a lot. So I do need to get one of those like pill removers. But I mean, like, it is what it is when you get, you know, 100% superwash wool. It's not merino. But again, you get what you pay for, and it's to be expected. Like, I don't expect this to be like high quality wool or anything like that. So that's kind of a letdown. So I will be asking for a pill remover in my Christmas stocking this year. I feel like that'd be very beneficial. I'm surprised I don't have one already. But yeah, I'm enjoying working on this so far, despite doing the knitting and purling back and forth. It's worsted weight on size 7 needles. Size 7. So it goes really quickly. But yeah, so I have a few more weeks before this is due. And I definitely want it done before I have a Christmas party coming up on the 17th of December, and I want to wear this sweater to the Christmas party. But I mean, like, it has to be done before the 15th, which is when I'm planning on putting this out. So I have about a month to finish it. I just really need to like get cracking on it. But I will, it'll be done in time. I know it will be. The sleeves went for the cozy, I keep wanting to say cozy classic raglan. For the Most Cozy cardigan, the sleeves went by so quickly. Like, I did one each in like a couple hours. I do want to make sure that like the sleeves aren't like big and billowy. I think I want to like add more decreases to the sleeves. Not so much that it's like tight, but like especially on the cuffs, I want the cuffs to be tighter, because like the cuffs on the Most Cozy cardigan are so floppy, which I'm not upset about. Again, it was what I wanted in that cardigan, but I just, you know, want to make sure. There are options on Bellish, which I appreciate if you wanted to make. So, excuse me, there's options to make full length and cropped, which this is going to be cropped. And then if you want a more fitted or relaxed fit, and I really like that option, especially for people who want a more oversized garment as opposed to like a form-fitting one. And in the schematics that they bring up, it does show you, you know, what's supposed to be based on your gauge, which I didn't swatch for this, admittedly. Based on your gauge, like what the bust size is going to be, and like, you know, it gives you a general idea. And I am hoping, I don't know if I guess I'll wait until it's done and I try it on. I don't know if I'm gonna steam block this or I'm gonna wet block it, because wet blocking definitely stretched out the Most Cozy cardigan. And I keep referring back to that. I know they're completely different things, but I'm just referring because these two are both Bellish projects and they're both being knit with the same wool, the wool of the Andes. So when I say that, like, I'm not judging Bellish and I'm not judging, you know, Knit Picks, I'm just, you know, trying to get an idea of what this garment is gonna look like eventually. So yes, only a couple more, you know, like just a few more inches with the front, and then you start shaping for the sleeves and the shoulders, and then you do the same thing on the back, then the neck, then the sleeves, you know, I'm excited for it. I think it's going really well. I think that the color is gonna look well on me if I just, you know, do my fake tan. It's not gonna wash me out, I don't think. And I think I do. I think I have, my sister told me what kind of undertones I have. I think I have yellow undertones, so. It makes me think of, did any of you guys watch 30 Rock? I think in one of the later seasons, Liz Lemon is like, I can't wear that color, I have witchy undertones. And then she holds the garment up to her face and her whole like skin turns like green. Very funny. Love Liz Lemon, always relatable. Anyone else relate to Liz Lemon? Growing up, I was like, Liz Lemon is my spirit animal, and I still adhere to that today. But anyway, so that was just a quick little catch up. Hopefully, I know I filmed myself knitting this once. I think it was on, I can't remember if it was on the ribbing or if I had just started the stockinette, but my hope is to get more footage of me working on this. I know during the week of Thanksgiving, I am off at my part-time job, but we shall see how this goes. Again, I'm really excited for it. I think it's gonna be pretty great. So I'll leave this here and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Hello, just doing another check-in with you guys to show you where I am currently on my Only Murders in the Building inspired sweater. It's been about a week and a half since I last filmed an update. It's been pretty crazy. That Friday that I filmed the first update, I had gone on a youth retreat with our youth group, so I had all the intentions of knitting, but instead I was running around corralling teenagers and then like throughout the week it was just super busy. It's getting too big to carry in my bag now, so I only have time to knit on it at home, and so yeah, it's coming along a little bit slower than I anticipated, but because it is a worsted weight sweater, it is actually, it's funny because it's like going slow but also going like somewhat quickly, you know. Like it's kind of interesting. So last time I spoke, I had I was working on, or I had just started working on the front panel of the sweater. I had split for the front and the back, and I was working on the front. And so here is the front panel. This is the neckline right here, and the shoulders. I have them onto, the pattern says to bind off the shoulders, but like I did in the Most Cozy cardigan, I just kept them live on a spare yarn. And I just did a 3 needle bind off because that just made more sense to me. And I am going to show you guys my 3 needle bind off process because I did receive some feedback on my last video that you wanted to see that. I'm not at all an educator when it comes to knitting, but I will still show you my process. But yeah, so here is, you know, the shoulders and the neckline. I was a little bit worried because like when I was binding off, you know, knitting, you know, the shoulders and the neckline, I thought this was going to be way too wide because it's supposed to be like a mock turtleneck, but now that I like put it up to myself, I'm like, okay, you know, like it makes sense. I'm not as scared of it anymore. But we'll see. I'm still a little bit nervous about it. I hope that the turtleneck isn't too floppy. I am gonna downsize from a size US 7 to a size US 6 so that it's not, hopefully it's not as floppy, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so the front panel is done and I am about, let's see here. Trying to like measure it up next to each other. I'm about halfway done the back panel. So it's just knitting and purling at this point, and like I've gone pretty lame and just have a paper clip as my progress keeper. I just haven't changed it out. I was knitting it out and about, and all I had at the time was a paper clip, and I've just been using it. But yeah, I'm about halfway done this. I'm just ready to bind off for the shoulders, and then I just have the neckline and the sleeves, which are gonna go by so quickly, as I mentioned in my previous check-in. The sleeves, in my experience, the sleeves on Bellish's drop shoulder sweaters, at least in worsted weight, they go by so quickly. But yeah, that's a little bit of my check-in. I'm really excited for this to be finished. Like I already know like the outfit I'm gonna wear with it. Like I can dress it up, I could dress it down. I'm really pumped for this, and maybe I'll do a little like how to wear this sweater sort of portion of the video. Who knows? Maybe I'll be feeling good about myself and I'll do it. I'll model this sweater for you, but you know, it is what it is. Or you know, perhaps. Let's see here. Anything else I want to talk about? No, I think that's pretty much all I have to say at this point. I did just film a little section where you get to see my style of knitting. It might be a little chaotic for some of you the way that I knit, but that's just how I've knit for the past 14 years. I would love to eventually learn continental knitting, but I'm so stuck in my very exaggerated English style, I think, that it's too late for me. I can't go back and relearn it. I have tried though, but the gauge is always off. But anyway, my hope is to, I'm off at my part-time job this week. And Thanksgiving's coming up. My weekend is pretty free, so I have Thanksgiving at the time that I'm filming this. It's 2 days before Thanksgiving. But my hope is that I'll be able to film more segments of me working on this. My intention is to have it done maybe in the first week of December. That is my goal, that is my intention, and I need to just make sure that I do that. So yeah, I will catch you around at the next update, and hope you enjoy. I think we might be a third of the way or halfway through the video at this point, but enjoy the rest of it. Hi. So I have finished the front and back panels of the sweater, of the Only Murderer sweater. It is currently sitting on top. This is a multifaceted basket. I have 2 sweaters in here because it's just easier to carry around at home. So I finished the 2 front and back patterns, I have finished the front and back panels of my Only Murderer sweater. So now I am ready to seam the shoulders together. Sorry, I'm trying to get this little guy off. So with the Bellish pattern, Bellish says to instead, like, what am I trying to say? Bellish says that in the Bellish pattern, they have you bind off on the shoulders and have you just steam it together using like a darning needle. But I decided to nix that. I did this with my Most Cozy cardigan and decided to put the shoulders on just like spare yarn. So sorry, I can't find the words. And then I would do a 3 needle bind off. So that is what I'm gonna do today. And though this is not really a tutorial, because there's plenty of better tutorials, I figured I would still show you my process here on my knitting room floor. All right, now we got a shoulder done. Look at how clean that looks. I love it. So satisfying. Even like the inside looks great. Different day, same outfit. The next few clips that you're going to see, I am literally wearing the same outfit in every shot, even though they were all taken a couple days apart, or a couple weeks apart, I should say. I don't wear the same outfit every day, even though as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I do really love this outfit. It is washed in between. It just happens to be like on the days that I was filming that I happen to be wearing this outfit, so please no judgment. Like I said, it is my favorite outfit right now, so I'm gonna wear it when I please. So in this portion of the video, I am just finishing up the cuff for the sleeve, the first sleeve, and yeah, I was just so happy to get that first sleeve done. It did go by very quickly as predicted, but again, with the ribbing, I don't know, it just seems to take forever. In this portion, I am picking up stitches for the second sleeve. I now realize that I picked up the sleeves incorrectly for my most cozy cardigan, and I'm kind of embarrassed that I did that, but now I did them correctly, and it was so much easier to deal with than what I thought I had to do for picking up sleeves for the most cozy cardigan. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I will put a YouTube link to instructions on how to do that, because as mentioned earlier, I am not a very good instructor when it comes to things like this. So if you want to know how to do that, link is in the description. And at this part, I chose to just steam block my sweater as opposed to wet blocking it. One, because I liked the structure of the sweater and I didn't want it to become too pliable and floppy. and because I was also lazy and I wanted to wear it immediately. Well, what do you think? I am just absolutely thrilled with this sweater. I put it on and it just made me instantly happy, and it's exactly what I wanted. It's perfect. It's exactly what exactly what I wanted, and what I expected out of this sweater, and I'm just so thrilled with it. I think the color is really cool. I think it's like the perfect color red. It matches the sweater in the show perfectly. I love just everything about it. It's like perfect. The size is perfect. The way it sits on my hips is perfect. The sleeve length is perfect. I'm just like, I'm blown away. And I'm like, wow, I made this, you know? I'm so thrilled with it. And I can't wait to wear it all the time. Because what's great about this sweater is that it's not just a holiday sweater. It could be worn all year round. And though I did make it with the intention of wearing it to holiday functions, it is something that can be worn all year round. I guess not in the summer, but you know what I mean, outside of the holidays. And this is definitely going to be a staple in my wardrobe. I am super happy with it. I'm really glad that Bellish makes or offers more than one type of sweater because what makes this sweater cool, and what I've noticed more in the trends, is that it is a drop sleeve sweater. I'm glad that Bellish has more than just raglan sweaters or yoke sweaters, that it does offer drop sleeve options. The only downside, to me at least, the only thing I don't like about drop sleeve sweaters is that they're constructed bottom up. I like the idea of knitting top down and then trying it on so that you know it fits perfectly on the hips, because I don't want them to be too short or too cropped, you know, but I also don't want them to be too long. So that's what I find hard about knitting bottom up sweaters. But again, it worked out perfectly. I didn't even like I followed the instructions in terms of the length pretty much to a T. Like I didn't like add extra length or anything. I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop at, I think it was like 12 inches, and it's perfect. And it like, I'm so thrilled. I'm so happy with it. The only modification that I did to the sweater, which I kind of talked about earlier, was that I made the cuffs and the bottom band a little bit longer because it was longer in the show, and I thought it would make like a little bit more of a statement, you know, a little bit more, it would stick out a little bit more and make it a little bit more extra fun. I'm looking at my most cozy cardigan, and that bottom ribbing portion was, I think, 2 inches, and I made this 3 or 3.5 inches. I thought about adding length to the neckline, but I like how it sits and I think it works out perfectly. But yeah, those are really the only things I did differently. The rest I followed the instructions to a T. I was able to do a better job at the drop sleeve portion. I mean, like looking at my most cozy cardigan over there, you can't really tell that I did the drop sleeve portion incorrectly, thankfully, but now I know that I did it wrong. But it still works. It still works as a sweater. But yeah, I mean, like, I think that's all I have to share with you, really. I'm just, again, so thrilled with it, so pleased with this sweater. I can't wait to wear it all the time. Yeah, I'm just really happy. I'm elated. I'm just thrilled, and I think the color works well with my hair color and my self-tanning regimen. I think, like, it just makes me so happy. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I feel like I have all the words, but also none of the words. I'm so giddy about it, and I'm never really a giddy type of person, but I'm just really happy with the way this sweater turned out, and I've been just itching for this to get off the needle so I can wear it, and now I finally get to wear it. But But yeah, I think that's a good place for me to end it. If you liked what you see in this video, make sure you hit subscribe. I upload podcasts every month, and I try to sprinkle in some like extra videos throughout the month as well. If in addition to subscribing, go follow me on Instagram. On Instagram, I am at the Cozy Moth Knits. I'm very active over there. Comparatively to here. And thank you for letting me just stop by and visit with you today. I hope that this video gave you a chance to just relax, take a break during the business of the holidays, and just sit down, enjoy some knitting, and just catch up. And maybe this will give you some inspiration to knit your own red sweater. It is a very bold choice. I'm more of a pastel, or I'm more of a neutral person, if you can't tell, but this was very bold for me, but I'm very happy that I did it. So I'm just gonna leave this here for you guys. So until we talk again, stay safe everyone, keep knitting, and I will see you all later.